Welcome back to the Smith Automotive Group podcast. I'm Sebastian Smith once again, and this time we have our wonderful Erin Landry. She's our LLM at the Marietta location. Nice to have you on.
Thank you. Nice to be held on.
Yeah. So I wanted to bring you on because, you took the role of LLM like a month or two ago. Mm-hmm. And I really like the direction you're taking that department in that store. And I just want to get your kind of mindset on a lot of things that your approach to like the job, your mindsets when it comes to customer service, and just to kind of get to know you a little better, especially like, how you came to be in this position. So I wanted to like start off like, are you Atlanta native or?
So I'm originally from New Orleans, but after Hurricane Katrina, my family relocated to Atlanta.
Okay, cool. And so, yeah, it's kind of like Brandon.
Yeah.
Big Louisiana guy.
Yeah.
So, before you came to Smith Automotive, what were some of the jobs that you had before?
So I started working when I was 15 years old for Del Taco. First job ever. My dad told me no to money for a football game. So I decided, fine, I'm going to work. So I went and got a job. Me and my twin sister, they just built the location. So she's doing her interview on that side of the room. I'm on this side of the room. And they both read off the last names at the same time. And they realize they have the same last names. And they're like, are you twins? I'm like, yeah, we kind of look alike. Yeah, that's my twin sister. So I went from there for about a year. Okay. And then my neighbor owned the Chick-fil-A. So he was like, why don't you come work for me? So I worked for Chick-fil-A for 6.5 years.
Wow.
So that was different. That's all about customer service. That's the number one customer service, if anything. So a lot of my customer service stems from being at Chick-fil-A. I mean, it's all about the customer every single time.
I'm always curious when it comes to Chick-fil-A, like how do they have like a very like strict like training program? Like how do they get you to the position where, they're just so consistent with their customer experience, no matter what Chick-fil-A you go to, it's pretty much the same.
So I wouldn't say they have a strict one. It's more of a boring process, honestly.
Yeah.
So they sit us in front of a television. You watch about 4 videos for about 4 hours.
Wow.
After that, they just let you know, hey, whenever a customer says thank you, my pleasure.
Okay.
Stay smiling. Whenever you're taking an order, you're always told to smile. If you're smiling while you're speaking, people can feel that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, naturally, because you're in that environment, everybody just matches the environment. And if you don't fit it, they quickly remove you from it.
Interesting. So it's very hard to like set cultural like standards. And if you don't adhere to that standard, you're kind of out.
Absolutely.
Wow. That's interesting. That's very cool. I mean, I like that, you've gained a lot of knowledge from that position, the infamous Chick-fil-A. Mm-hmm. They're well known for their customer service. And then you're able to bring some of that into our company here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So going into kind of your mindset and your methodology when it comes to customer service, like when you think about customer service, what does that exactly mean to you? So
to me, it's more personable. I mean, being from New Orleans, everything feels like home. No matter who you talk to, it could be a random person on the street. We're going to ask how your family's doing. We're going to ask how your day's going. And then we're going to go about our days and never see each other again.
Okay.
So naturally, having that background to where everybody's friendly and family oriented, transitioning to Chick-fil-A just brought the professional aspect of it. So when I came here, I just combined them. Everybody wants to feel like they're at home, but they also want to be respected. So in the car business, that's all I came to do is just treat everybody like family, essentially help them, and then be professional. So I just tied them together.
Yeah. I mean, I say this all the time. We're not in the car business. We're in the people business.
Right.
Yeah. So coming back to like, do you have any memorable experiences or anything that comes top of mind to whether it's in Chick-fil-A or in Smith Automotive Group, where you went above and beyond, or you did something that stood out that made the customer's experience just stick? Like it was enough to where they were just flabbergasted and they wanted to, come back.
So it would probably be when I worked at the Nissan Alethea Spring store.
Okay.
I had a customer, she had like a 58 Buick and it broke down in Valdosta, Georgia. And she lives up here. So I had been talking to her for about a month. She was really nervous, didn't know what to expect because obviously she hasn't bought a car in a very long time.
Yeah.
So I went and picked her up from her house. She was running behind. I said, it's fine. Take your time, eat your breakfast, whatever you need. I'll be in the driveway. So I ended up bringing her in. Initially, she was like, I don't want to pay anything over $200 because they're already stuck on $200. Once I, went over the vehicle with her, she said how comfortable I made her. And she really appreciated me going out of my way to pick her up. And I let her know if this is not what she wants to do, absolutely, I'll bring you home and I'll take you wherever you need to go. Because clearly you're out of a vehicle.
Yeah.
And she let me know how great of an experience it was and how she never experienced somebody who didn't simply just care about the sale, but care about her and her well-being after if she decides not to make the sale. So she told me, she was like, Erin, whatever the price is, I'll do it. She was like, just because it's you. She was like, I love the car, but I appreciate the efforts that you went to make sure that I was taken care of. So
it was just a simple act of going just a little extra mile and caring about her as an individual rather than just seeing her as another sale.
And it's funny that you say the extra mile because I didn't connect it until you just said it. That's Chick-fil-A's motto, in training. Really? Going the extra mile. How can you go the extra mile to make sure somebody is satisfied and taken care of? So it's funny that you said that.
I like that motto. I mean, I feel like the more that we can adopt a similar mindset in the car business, which, let's be frank, it's a very wheel and dealing type of business where we're trying to hit certain numbers, quotas, and unfortunately, sometimes the customer experience can have some dips in that process. But my vision, at least, and I hope that we can have this more in the company, not that we're not doing it already, but just taking it the extra mile all the time, no matter what it is.
Absolutely.
I feel like that's going to push us to the next echelon and really keep that customer retention.
Right.
People, I've been to a couple other dealerships, and a lot of times I just feel like I'm getting pushed through the machine. Just showing up and just seeing what the difference is. So.
And I think once we connect that our customers are individuals as well, they have their own lives, things that they're going through their day to day. I think that's when we reach the next level, is realizing they're a human first before they're just a customer.
Yeah. Yeah. I think there's a lot of different companies that have that kind of base mindset, and they do things that may adversely affect the bottom line in the short term, but they do it for the customer experience, for that loyalty, for that humanistic aspect, that where the customer is just like, you didn't have to do that. That was way out of your way. And no, that's not helping you at all, but you did it just because, just to help another human being out.
Right.
Rambling on about that, but that's my general mindset. And I hope this 25, we really can hit that mark. But going back to more of what you do on hospitality skills, you've gained a lot of it. Again, I hear from Chick-fil-A. What is your mindset when it comes to making sure every customer feels valued and making sure that maybe it's something you say or maybe it's something that your general philosophy?
So when it came to when I was actually selling cars, it would be making sure they understood the process. People respect that you want to educate them and help them, not just in this moment, but as they continue their lives. So that would be one of the first thing I did, was build a connection to educate them and help them truly understand what they're getting themselves into. Of course, it's going to help me, but it's also going to help them in the long run. So making sure they felt comfortable was my first priority, because if you don't feel comfortable from me, you'll never purchase anything from me. You'll never want to sit more than maybe 30 minutes with me. So I would try to stay away from about the car initially, more so about them. How's their day? What's going on? Where do you like to take your car? What's your favorite place to go? Things like that, to just make them feel comfortable. I think if anybody's comfortable, then you earn their trust. Once you earn their trust, you just want to make sure whatever they need is taken care of. If you want a blue car, I'm going to do everything in my power to get you a blue car. As I transition into OLM, it's more so of making sure they're taken care of, that they're satisfied. How was your experience? I like to know. If I need to fire this person, We can work on it. Either they're going to grow and go, but I want to know exactly how you're treated because at the end of the day, you're my priority. And that's what I always tell them whenever I call them. I'm like, hey, I'm your advocate here at the dealership. If you ever need anything, it doesn't matter the time. It doesn't matter the day. This is my number. You can call and text me, whatever it will be. Every single time they're like, oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'm like, this isn't just now. Like this is 30 days. This is 60 days. This is 1 year, 5 year, whatever you need. Because at the end of the day, you're not just our customer. You're our family now. Welcome to the Smith Automotive Group. So.
I love it. Love it. So I'm curious. I know a decent bit about the OM position, but can you take me through your general day to day when it comes to like coming in, leaving, and then maybe some of the aspects that you want to grow the department?
Okay, so OLM is the owner loyalty manager. I am essentially reputation management for the dealership. So as soon as I come in, what I'm doing is logging in, checking what our OFS score is, seeing how my customers are feeling, seeing if there's anything we can do to make their experience better at the dealership. I'm calling customers from the previous day, asking them, hey, I saw that you stopped into the dealership. I just want to know how your experience was. Sometimes it's like, oh, I don't want to buy a car. No, that's fine. I just want to hear how things went. What's going on? Talk to me. Sometimes they'll ramble. Sometimes they're like, it was cool. It's great. I'm just not ready yet. So that's the first thing I usually touch bases with all the customers that stopped into the showroom. Afterwards, I go for a little walk to service. I say hey to all the advisors, all the customers, take a little sprint through the express service tech area, speak to them. But I try to just speak to everybody, let them know, hey, I'm here. Just a simple hey sometimes can change somebody's day. So I try to make sure I know everybody in the dealership, from customers to service techs to service advisors, sales, even the ladies that clean the department. Whatever it is, I try to speak to everybody. Afterwards, I go in, follow up on our Google reviews, things like that, see if there's any customer that feels away, see if there's anything I can change, respond to those. And then I'm just strictly calling customers for the rest of the day, essentially, being where I can, assist in deliveries if needed, but just constantly talking to people. So,
yeah, it seems like that position, and I like that you mentioned, like, you're not only just touching the customers, you're touching all the different departments in the dealership. Like, you're kind of gluing them together a little bit, helping keep a strong nucleus of relationships. Because I feel like sometimes, like, sales and service can get a little disjointed in their own lanes, especially the techs in the back, and just being that person just to kind of touch base with people, I think just helps keep morale.
And it's funny because somebody will come from service and they'll ask me something and they'll be like, why are they talking to you? I'm like, because I talk to everybody. Like, nobody doesn't get talked to. Like, if I'm not talking, they're like, are you okay? You tired?
Yeah.
I speak to everybody. That's just something that my dad conditioned me to be, as well as New Orleans. Everybody speaks to everybody.
Yeah. I love it. Southern hospitality to the fullest.
At its finest.
Yeah. So when it comes to the delivery department, I know we're doing the customer appreciation days now. I loved that we're moving forward in the effort you put into that. I just want to get your take. Is there anything else that you're wanting to try out? Any ideas you got for the delivery department?
So I've actually got events for the next 6 months. I'm supposed to be getting with Vaughn and Kat about it.
Yeah.
But one day I just kind of got like super motivated about what Nissan and Marietta could be.
Yes.
And I'm like, it's just in such a good location. We have so many different demographics of people that we can reach. And we're up the street from the Battery. So
100%.
It's like there's so many people that we can connect. So this is a family-oriented company. I was like, if we invite families out, if we have more family functions, not only will the reputation of the dealership be at its high, but also will our sales. Everything's a domino effect.
Yeah.
So I have tons of things I actually want to try. February is going to be my favorite month because it's Valentine's Day month.
Oh, okay.
So I just have so many things planned in terms of decorations, different emails, just a lot. So I'm excited about what the dealership could be or what it will be.
Yeah, I'm excited too. I didn't know you had that many events lined up for that long. So
I have so many names to choose from. That's why I'm waiting for Vaughn. I'm like, I got a whole list. We just got to, narrow it down. Yeah.
Sweet. I'm looking forward to helping you out with all of that as well and making them a success.
Yeah.
So getting closer to closing this thing out, I wanted to ask, like, I know you've been at OM for a short amount of time, but for anyone that's like coming into the auto industry or even on the sales side, service size, what are some advice you could conjure up that would maybe help them out if they're having trouble with finding that connection with their customers?
I would say be true to who you are. Initially, when I entered the car business, I, shadowed people. I was very new to it. I just entered in February 2024. So naturally, I was like, okay, well, I need to be like this person because this person sells cars. But I found naturally when I tried it was not working. So I'm like, why is it not working? So just magically, I was like, I'm just going to try to be who I am and then follow their process.
Okay.
And once I did, it seemed like I sold cars like it was nothing. My first month started at the end of February, so I was training for 2 weeks. My first full month on the floor, I sold 18 cars. Whoa. Just being myself. Those 2 weeks, I tried to mimic the person I was training. So that would be the first thing is just be yourself, but also be approachable and friendly. Like I said, these people have their own lives. Not everybody, has the means to just wake up and go purchase a car.
Yeah.
And I think because of my upbringing and the success that my dad, eventually acquired, I can see both sides. I can see when you're first starting out, but I can also see when you're successful. So I would say find a way to relate to your customer.
Okay.
The minute you can relate to them, the more comfortable they are. So yeah, just be true to yourself, be friendly, be relatable, but also work hard. Nothing comes easy. Everything is the effort that you put in.
Yeah. Get in what you put out.
Exactly.
Or you get out what you put in.
I know what you meant. No worries.
Cool. I love the mindset. And I'm looking forward to just seeing you grow, the department grow, Nissan and Marietta. And I hope we could, maybe have you on later down the line, check up on you, and then see what we've accomplished in 2025. I'm thinking this year is going to be amazing for growing not only the Smith Automotive Group brand, but Nissan and Marietta and its presence within the community. So any closing statements, any last thoughts?
Happy New Year. I hope you ate good. I hope you're ready to conquer your goals. And this year's going to be the one, as long as you make it.
100%. That's cool. Well, thanks for tuning in to the Smith Automotive Group podcast. If there's any ideas, any people you want on the show, anything you want us to do, you can leave a comment in our YouTube comment section, or give me an email, SebastianS@sagmgt.com. I'll be more than happy to take that into consideration as we move forward with the podcast. So happy New Year and to a great 2025.